Hi, hello everybody. My name is Phil Flynn. I'm Senior Market Analyst at the Price Futures Group, as well as a Fox Business Network contributor. Here on the Price Links, we like to get experience, and today I brought a guy with a lot of experience. He's been in the industry since 1974, and he has an incredible story to tell you, about his philosophy on trading, and I thought it was very important because Frank Patrica is here. Frank, you have an incredible story. Not only, you look at this guy, not only does he's been married for how many years?
19 years.
19 years, has a wife,
oh man, she's the best.
33 years old son, and a daughter of how old?
She's 4.
4 years old. And in a family with a commodity trader guy that's had a pretty incredible life.
Yeah, it's been incredible since 1974.
Right.
It's been very interesting.
And this is, you know what I respect about Frank, because Frank has told me his story. It's incredible because, a lot of times you get experts on the air and, they come on like they come down from the commodity mountain and like, I've never had a losing trade and I know everything about commodities. But Frank, first of all, you're starting commodities the hard way.
When I started in 1974, I have to tell you, I did not make money for 20 years.
20 years in the futures.
I never caught a major commodity move.
Wow.
I was always under the gun with the margin guy.
Right.
Okay. I was either out of the market when a major move occurred, or I was the wrong way for 20 years.
And in 1974, a lot of people look at that the golden age of commodities.
No, not me, because I was trading short term.
Short term.
I was trading short term, and I was trading in the middle of the trading range.
Right, and a lot of people say the middle of the range is where it's the hardest place to trade.
It is.
So what 20 years now? You got into it because how did you find the money to lose? Was it because you were a rock star in your youth? That's
Not
what I
at
heard.
all.
You weren't a rock star. Where did you get all this money?
I was lucky. I've been so lucky in life.
Yeah.
I went to the American Conservatory of Music.
Wow.
Which is totally unrelated to what I do,
right.
What I've done for the last 40 years.
Yeah.
I got into a group, Pacific Gas and Electric. We had top 10 records. I
wow.
toured the world. It was the only way to be 20, Phil, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, sure.
So I accumulated some money, but lost it.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I got into commodities and I became a broker, and it was a nightmare for like 20, 25 years.
And that's very, very tough. And you were ready to give it up.
Yeah, I was. I told my wife, I said, listen, that's it. I'm either going to quit the business or I'm going to do something different. And you're going to have to be patient with this. We're not going to make very much money for a while.
Right.
And so I decided to start this long-term strategy.
Now, it's funny because a lot of the traders, the classic traders, the legendary names, they came to the same conclusion that maybe the only way to trade futures is not look for the intermediate moves, it's to look for the long-term moves.
The only way to make money in our markets is to trade long-term.
Long-term.
Now, what I do is I look at the upper 25% of the long-term trading range.
Gotcha.
I figure out what the lower 25% is, and that's the only place I establish positions according to my long-term formula.
Interesting. Okay.
I have a long-term formula that will tell me if the long-term trend obviously is up or down.
That's amazing.
And that's how I initiate positions.
Right. And how far back do you go on these charts? Do you go back 5 years, 10 years?
40 years.
40 years?
Yeah. I go back. This formula goes back 40 years.
Right.
And let me put it to you like this.
Right.
When I started using this, using my long-term strategy, I went from never catching a major commodity move to, by and large, never missing one. It changed my life.
Right. And it really comes down to patience.
I'm telling you, it changed my life.
I know. Amazing. It's amazing.
And now when the markets are extremely volatile, with a cattle market, with a hog market, to the moon.
Right.
And a lot of the markets, the gold market, the silver market.
Right.
Silver right now, lower 25%.
Wow.
I can't wait to buy it.
Woohoo.
When my long-term formula turns,
right. But it may take a few years.
We've been talking about natural gas.
I agree. It's kind of, I think you wrote a piece that I agreed with 100%. Buying natural gas at, $3 and $4 is like the golden days of buying oil when it was $25 a barrel.
I agree 100%.
And when I used to talk to people, buying oil 25, are you crazy? It's going to 10 or 8. And even though it went up and down, big picture, if you can look and see the big picture, that's where the value is made.
And you have to have the vision. natural gas in the future could be the fuel.
For cleaner burning.
Exactly.
It's more abundant and everything. So the fuel of the future, and that's what you got. But you've got to have that patience. You got to look for your time.
You do.
Frank, I really appreciate you being here. We've got to do this again. This was awesome.
Okay.
And if you want to contact Frank, what's your email, Frank?
jfl.711@comcast.net. By the way, I have a letter.
You do.
That details my strategies.
Well, that would be awesome.
Call me, 312-286-9320, and I'll send it.
You're going to love this letter. I listen to this guy every week. His calls have been incredible. He's had some wrong calls, but what's amazing with a long-term strategy, when you're right, it makes up for all the long ones, and that's what it's all about.
What I found, it not only makes up, but it's profitable.
There you go. Well, bottom line,
no
past performance.
Of what's going
to happen. No guarantees.
No.
Past performance, no guarantee of future results. But
thank you.
I can guarantee you this: Frank he knows his stuff. And again, thanks for Pricelinks.